This is the Angels POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh ho ho ho, oh ho ho, the vibes are back, the vibes are back. Hello, Halo Nation, hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition and a fired up, crazy how fired up we are, a fired up edition of the Locked On Angels POSTCAST. Coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, right here live, as always, on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, and now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Our team, they are the Angels. And boy, oh boy, this is a roller coaster freaking team. I mean, I don't think I've ever been more low than I was after a game during a postcast than I was last night. There probably weren't many times in this postcast era where I've been more excited than I was 2 days ago after that win, especially with the show starting an hour late and all the energy we had in here, right? Again, but you couldn't have been more low yesterday. And then we get this game. We get this insane baseball game. Insane. 4 home runs from the Angels. The home run halos continues to be our best way to win baseball games. We've got multiple guys fighting over who's going to be the player of the game here in the chat because multiple, and I mean multiple, Angels hitters had massive performances. We had people silence the doubters. We had people silence some of the haters in the chat. We had some people on the field silence me, right? The Rangers played a great baseball game, at least offensively. We played a better game offensively. Both pitchers struggled. 2 pitchers that were struggling coming in. We got the crazy, exciting, high-scoring game we expected. And just like that, the vibes around this team, they're a lot better. It's crazy how that works, right? But now you're 2-1 in this series against the Rangers. In case I haven't even said it yet, the Angels won the baseball game tonight, 11-8. They're 2-1 in this series. They have an opportunity to pick up a 3 out of 4 series win tomorrow. But with all that being said, Vinny, in case you're new here, you guys are making me die. People calling me out, but right. Look at it here. Vinny losing his mind. Let's not spoil anything. Let's get to... Oh, just kidding. I'm pulling a fast one on you.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I'm pulling a fast one on you. I'm sorry. We're going to get to the player of the game, Vinny. I know it hurts. We will get there in a second. But what the heck am I talking about? Let's talk about the home runs, right? Let's talk about the home runs tonight. Because Broken Record Gavin talks all about coin flips. There it is. There's one. He talks about coin flips. I'm saying things in third person. My goodness. I talk about coin flips. I talk about pitching. I talk about late innings and scoring in the first and scoring in the ninth and all of that. But there's probably nothing I say more when I talk about this Angels team and baseball in general. Heads or tails, you got me dying. There's nothing I talk about more than the resilience that this team shows. Their ability to come back. Their ability this year to always seem interested, always seem energized, always seem like there's a comeback in us. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we just hit a bunch of home runs, so therefore we think it and they think it on the field that there's a chance to come back. Or I don't know if there's something different culturally this year. If it's that cancer Anthony Rendon isn't here. I don't know. But the moral of the story is this is a resilient freaking baseball team, and today is maybe one of the best examples all season, despite us having those crazy comebacks. I mean, think about it. The first couple games of the year, we're coming back against the Cardinals in St. Louis. We did it multiple times against the Giants, the Dodgers, the A's, the Braves, right? We've done it a bunch of times, right? But for us to do it the way we did it tonight, after that, I mean, winning this game, period, is already resilience and ability to come back when you talk about how bad yesterday was. But let's just go through this game in case you forgot. The Angels fall behind early, 3-0. Kyle Hendricks doesn't have his stuff, right? The Angels come back right away. d'Arnaud with the leadoff single. Luis Rengifo with the double. Even though Neto strikes out, we get a sac fly from Nolan Schonwell, and then Mike freaking Trout goes 426 feet off Kumar Rocker on a 1-0 cutter down, but over the plate, hits at 106.8 exit velo, and just like that, it's 3-3. Then, again, Angels of last year would have done that, and that's all they would have done for the whole year. But to keep the inning going with the Taylor Ward walk and then a Joe Adell double to make it 4-3, I'm sitting there going, oh my God, we're down 3-0. We're going to get a repeat of yesterday to wait. Don't forget what this team is. This is a different team in 2025. Comes back and gets 4 runs right away. And now suddenly you're thinking, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. Don't get ahead of yourselves. We still are the Angels. We're going to make everything interesting. We still got Kyle Hendricks on the mound. We're going to give up a single, a stolen base. Then we're going to have an insane play where there's a throwing error by Kyle Hendricks, results in a run. It's 4-4. Then we get a 2-out Josh Smith double to make it 5-4 Rangers. And then you're going, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. We take Kyle Hendricks out. In comes Brock Burke. Now we're losing. Again, this team could have said, we had our comeback in us. We did it. And then our pitching staff failed. I got one more comeback in me. It's like the LeBron meme. Here go 2 more of them things. Here comes a bunch of comebacks, right? Bottom of the 4th, Travis d'Arnaud, solo shot. We said so much about him. We'll say more about him later. We'll get to Travis d'Arnaud and the plays that he deserves, the praise he deserves. But still, it's 5-5. How about bottom of the 5th? Mike freaking Trout. Calm down, Vinny. I'm talking about him. Mike Trout comes through again with another bomb. This one, not quite 426 feet, but a big bomb to go up 6-5. But the roller coaster is just getting started. 6-5 becomes 6-6. Then 6-6 becomes 8-6 Rangers. The entire pitching staff was bad tonight. 8-6 Rangers. And at this point, despite how resilient we've been all season, how resilient we've been tonight, you're thinking there's no way the Angels have another comeback in them. Not this team. Not this team that has 2 or 3 guys even hitting over 260. 2 or 3 guys with an OPS over 800. I don't care how many home runs we've hit or we can hit. We've used them up. We've used up all of our luck. We've used up all of our hitting. There's no way we're going to do it again. But guess what? It's a different guy coming through. We had a guy hit 2 home runs tonight. We had a guy hit a game-tying home run tonight. We had another guy hit a home run to go ahead tonight. And they weren't, those 3 guys somehow weren't the only guys that came through. There was more guys that came through. Bottom of the 7th, Rengifo reaches on a fielding error. We got some gifts from the Rangers the same way they got some gifts from us. Neto singles. And then it's a 2-out RBI single, 2 RBI single from Taylor Ward, a guy we've been so critical of, to tie the game at 8. And then Jorge Soler happens in the bottom of the 8th. 2-run shot, 10-8, becomes 11-8 on a Schonwell single, and the roller coaster is complete. The roller coaster is complete. What an unbelievable game. I gave you a recap very briefly there, but the biggest takeaway is this team is freaking resilient, man. And I don't want us to let games like yesterday. We are going to have games like yesterday. This is a roller coaster team. We're roller coaster within games. We're roller coaster within series. We're roller coasters within months. We're roller coasters within the whole year. But don't let those valleys, don't let those games like yesterday distract you from the fact that we have peaks. We have climaxes, and we had another one tonight. So, oh my goodness, what a win. And yes, we're going to take our break right now because we have plenty more to talk about when we come back, including the player of the game, the honorable mentions for player of the game. We have to talk a little bit about the pitching, how bad it was. And of course, we will preview tomorrow's game where we can win this series and make it a successful homestand. We'll do that, all of that, after our break here on a victory edition of the Locked On Angels POSTCAST. I'll be right back. Now, on this Wednesday, this crazy Wednesday. Today's show is brought to you by Open Phone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had a service emergency, like a burst pipe. If the first plumber didn't answer, did you wait? Nope, you called the next one. That's why having a reliable business line is so important, and that's why you need Open Phone. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system that helps you streamline and scale customer communication, all from an app on your phone or computer. If you've ever juggled 2 phones just to keep your business and personal calls separate, Open Phone can solve that instantly. Your whole team can share one number and respond to customers like a shared inbox. No more who's handling this. And the AI agent, this is the really cool part. The AI agent handles after hours calls, answers common questions, and captures leads so you'll never miss a customer again. Open Phone is offering Locked On Angels POSTCAST and really just all Locked On listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. That's OPENPHONE.com/LockedOnMLB. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Open Phone, no missed calls, no missed customers. And today's show is also brought to you by FanDuel. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, I'm repping Chelsea, baby. We're going for another trophy on Sunday. Whether you're into any of those things, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Like I say a million times, we all live in California. It's not legal here. But if you don't live in California, if you're ever out of the state, I always use FanDuel to track my favorite matchups. And the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether I'm placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet ride into the 9th inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm a part of the action. And boy, oh boy, imagine how thrilling it would have been to bet on a game like the one we had tonight. So if you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Back here live on a fired up edition of the Locked On Angels postcast. The Angels pitching staff, it was abysmal tonight. You give up 8 runs on 10 hits. You also commit an error, and yet you're victorious because 11 runs on 12 hits. There were 2 errors by the Rangers and 4 home runs. 4 home runs for our Angels tonight. And we have to talk about, let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about the man who hit 2 of them.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Mike Trout, folks. A lot of guys silenced doubters tonight. I only put Trout and Travis because of the alliteration there. It sounded cool, right? But let's not act like Jorge Soler didn't silence the doubters tonight. Taylor Ward silenced the doubters tonight. But above all else, Mike freaking Trout did. Mike Trout silenced the doubters. Not me. And I'll admit the other guys that I have doubted. But Mike Trout is a guy that has been crucified by plenty of you in this chat, plenty of you who don't comment. Because he gets hurt, he's inconsistent. At one second, he's got GOAT status. The next, he can never come through with a base hit and a runner on second base. Right? I've been saying, and Vinny's in here questioning me because I don't just glaze him nonstop like you do. But I've been saying, hey guys, he's got the second highest OPS on the team. He gets on base as good as just about anybody on the team. And he's just got back from an injury. Now, are there plenty of things to criticize him for? Of course. Fury, you're right. We're all huge fans. We all have things to criticize for him, right? We'll get to that question. That's a very interesting question about his average. But the moral of the story is the average is not high. And yet the OPS is high. Why? He gets on base via the walk, and he's going to hit a home run. But even when he hits a home run, what's the criticism? He doesn't do it in big moments. He doesn't do it with the guy on base. Well, guess what? 2 for 5, 3 RBIs on his 2 home runs tonight. And both of them in a crazy game that had multiple huge swings. 2 of the 3 biggest swings of the ball game, probably, You're down 3-1. Yes, you just got a run back, but you're still down 3-1 after giving up 3 runs in the last couple of innings, right? If Mike Trout doesn't hit that home run to tie the game at 3, we stay behind 3-1. Who knows? The Rangers probably make it 5-1, 6-1, and then the game might be over. That's a clutch hit. There's no other way to put it. That's a clutch hit. And yes, he needs to work on his clutch moments, meaning he needs to get base hits with runners in scoring position. It can't just be sac flies. It can't just be solo shots. This is a clutch hit, though. It's a 2-run home run to tie the game, right? Clutch, huge homer. And let's not act like that other Mike Trout home run is not huge. It's 5-5. You've done all this work to go ahead 4-3. Then you go down 5-4. Travis d'Arnaud hits a clutch one, which we'll get to in a second, to tie it at 5. But Mike Trout makes it 6-5. So yes, he was clutch today. He was clutch today. Give him his flowers. Mike Trout, your player of the game. Now there's multiple honorable mentions today. We'll save Jorge Soler. We'll talk about Travis d'Arnaud because the doubters in terms of Travis d'Arnaud weren't any doubters this season. They were doubters during the offseason. Geez, that's an awfully big contract for a guy who's not going to give you much. Geez, that's an awfully big contract for a guy who's going to never play because we have Logan O'Hoppe. We got to give not only Travis, but also Perry Managian, GM Perry. We have to give them both credit for what Travis d'Arnaud has done because Logan O'Hoppe has been bad. And no one could have predicted he was going to be this bad, even when they went out and got d'Arnaud. So if d'Arnaud was playing this well, but O'Hoppe was also playing better, it wouldn't be as important. But with how poor O'Hoppe has been and how desperate we are for hitters in the lineup, when we have to look at guys like, we haven't had to do it lately, but guys like Newman and Kingery and, right, Lamont Wade hit. We need every run, every big swing we can get. And again, Travis d'Arnaud, he now has, Travis d'Arnaud now has 6 home runs. I think 5 of them have been in big moments. And this is, again, another huge moment, a game-tying home run. He goes 2 for 4 with the RBI. He scores 2 runs. And he's got a better OPS than a few guys on this team that he shouldn't. He's got a better OPS than Logan O'Hoppe. He's got a better OPS than Jorge Soler. He's got a better OPS than a Rengifo. Way better. So, absolutely, the guy deserves his freaking credit for coming in, and he's not stellar. But when he is when he is good, it's in the biggest moments. That's huge. And then Jorge Soler. Talk about a guy who's been doubted, and rightfully so. He's been abysmal. But what's the one thing we've been saying the last 2-3 weeks since he's come back? He looks a little bit different. He's hitting the ball hard. He's getting a base hit a game now, right? Or he's going deep. Let's not forget, right? When he hits a meaningless home run in the 9th inning in a game where we're getting blown out, guys like me and some of you guys in here were saying, it's not meaningless for Jorge Soler. He needs to see the ball go deep. He needs to hit the ball hard to get his confidence back. This is a perfect example of what we need from Jorge Soler. The guy went for 1 for 4, right? It's not like he went 3 for 4. It's not like he got on base 5 times. But we need him to hit a home run with the guy on base and not strike out. And that's what he did tonight. Only one good swing from him. But it was a 2-run shot to basically win you the freaking ball game. And boy, oh boy, does he deserve his credit. But they weren't alone, believe it or not. Zach Neto somehow is the 4th guy we're mentioning in the lineup. He just quietly went, 2 for 5 with 2 runs. Luis Rengifo, he scores 2 runs and has a double. Huge game for him. Joe Adell, we haven't brought him up yet. He gets on with a base hit. Taylor Ward, we didn't bring him up. A 2 RBI single from Taylor Ward. The lineup and the biggest stat of all, and the stat that makes us all want to cry tears of joy. 2 strikeouts. Mike Trout himself had as many home runs in this game as the Angels had strikeouts. So what does this game prove? This game proves this team has, when we know this, their floor is low. There's games like yesterday. But boy, oh boy, is their ceiling as high as, dare I say, any team. Is it as high as the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets a few others like that? No. The Tigers? No. But other than that, you can make the argument the Angels have as high of a ceiling as any average team and even any above average team. Right? My dad's in here yesterday opening the door after what Patrick Bailey did last night for the Giants. The Giants are 12 games over 500. The Angels have a higher ceiling than the Giants, in my opinion. Call me delusional. But they can put up 12 runs, 11 runs on 12 hits, on 4 home runs at any moment. There's not many teams that can do that. And so imagine if they can just, again, have their veterans, have their Mike Trouts, their Taylor Wards, their Jorge Solares, their Travis d'Arnaud's, be a little bit more consistent. And our young guys, they've got high ceilings, but they've got pretty high floors right now. This team has potential. They have potential, right? So I don't want to suddenly turn into a Halo honk, but I will say this was a game that we all needed as a reminder after yesterday. This is what is this team? They're an average baseball team. They're an average baseball team. And if this was an average baseball team that won 4-3 one night and then lost 3-4 the next, and did that for 162 games and they went 81 and 81, what would we say? We'd say, oh, this is a consistently average baseball team. But because we are a scarred fan base, and because this team is not average in terms of winning 4-3 and then losing 3-4, they win 6-5 and then lose 13-1 and then win 11-8, and then tomorrow they'll lose 6-0, and then the day after they'll win 13-5. Because of that, these lows feel so low for us, and these highs feel so high. But at the end of the day, this is an average baseball team, and it's a lot harder for us to understand that because of how high and how low the highs and lows are. But this is an average baseball team, and we'll see where that gets us. But at least, despite being an average baseball team, we get the excitement of a team that plays like a World Series champion every other night and then plays like the worst team in baseball the nights after that. So it's a fun team. And the moral of the story is you've done your job so far in this month. Despite losing 13-1 yesterday, you've done the job. And I do it every single show. I look at what we've done. And if you look at the month of July, after a great month of June, even after getting swept by the Blue Jays, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses, 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. You're 4-5 despite a sweep. If you can win 3 of your next 4 to end this homestand, oh man, loving it. But if you can even go 2-2 in the next 4, I will take this homestand. I absolutely will, going into the break, because we're an average baseball team, and I'm okay with average right now. So that's my take. I'll very quickly preview. I didn't even talk about the pitching real quick. I'll get to the pitching. Kyle Hendricks, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He got an error that didn't help, but it was his own error. He only strikes out 3. He only walks 1, but 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 runs. It felt like every time the Rangers needed a clutch hit, they got it tonight, right? They got it there. Brock Burke only comes in for 1 out, does his job. Zephyr comes in. Let's not forget this guy's been awful, and yet he comes in, only walks 1 guy and gets out of it. He deserves his credit. Bachman does give up 2 hits and an earned run. Detmers comes in. This is probably the least exciting and most concerning part of the night, is that Reed Detmers finally has his perfect streak end in a big way with 2 earned runs via the home run. But outside of that, Fermin, quietly, the ERA is down to 3 for him. Kenley Jansen, always eventful, but he gets the save, and the Angels pick up a good win. We will absolutely take it. Now, real quick, before we wrap this one up, let's preview tomorrow. Absolutely huge opportunity. You win tomorrow, you win the series, and then you're playing with house money going into that series against the Diamondbacks. I really believe you are if you win tomorrow. So it will be an interesting one. Patrick Corbin, we know all the memes. We know all the stuff about him. He's 5-7 this year with a 4.18 ERA. He's got all the memes, but unfortunately, we've got the worst starting pitcher tomorrow. Jack Kwanowitz, 3-8, 5.42 ERA. If I had to predict, I do think we lose. Unfortunately, I do think we lose a thriller, but you guys are probably happy to hear that, because every time I predict a win, we lose. So I'm predicting a loss. Maybe it's because I want us to win, but I do truly believe we're probably the underdogs tomorrow, given that we just won yesterday, given we have Jack Kwanowitz up. I'm not ready to tear into Jack Kwanowitz tonight. We'll see what he does tomorrow. But I'll be back here live tomorrow after the game, Game's at 6:40. Expect me live around 9:15, 9:30, whenever the game ends. And I know you guys will be here with me. But for now, enjoy this win. Angels 11, Rangers 8. I've had an insane day. I've been at car dealerships since noon. I watched the entire game tonight at a Honda car dealership. But the moral of the story is I have a new car and we got an Angels win. So I'm feeling good. I got to go eat. I haven't eaten a single thing all day. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Go Angels.